guys. We'll be back.
We're gonna probably have to play the song again.
Yeah.
We can play it from your phone.
Is the sound up? Ah, Cam can hear us now.
You hear
Alright.
it?
Cam said she can hear us. Word.
Hey. Hey.
Tune.
Hey. I'm feeling this.
Are you guys hearing this song? This song is called Bada Man. Let me know if you can hear it. Let me know if y'all hearing it good. But yeah, this is a song called Bada Man, and it's by Dami Squad. This artist out of Ghana now. He's Nigerian, but he's out of Ghana. He's located out of there. And he hit me up on Instagram, and I checked out some of his music, and I like it. I actually like it. It's vibing. So
what is his name? Dami
Squad.
Dami
Dami Squad. That's his handle. That's his artist name. So check him out on Instagram.
Hey,
yeah,
Dami.
I like it.
To say
Dami.
we're feeling this. We're feeling the vibes.
Yeah,
we're
man.
feeling it.
He's got good vibes. Like, he's good energy too. Like, me and him talked a little bit too on Instagram.
Yeah.
Good vibes, man.
Good
Clean
vibes.
heart person. Yeah, I like him.
All right.
So big
okay.
up. Love your music. We're going to keep being supportive. So, yes.
And if you guys, so moving forward, at the beginning of each show, we're going to be playing an artist. It doesn't matter which genre. So if you have any local artists that you have suggestions to give to us, please send them on in our DMs. Nothing personal, but you know, it's
business.
Keep it business, please. Business.
So, welcome to another episode of ChatBout Toronto. And I am your host, Ms Tea.
And I am your host, Malizia Mel, aka Black Rose. And thank you for joining us this week. It's gonna be a great.
It's gonna be a good episode. We talking about friends. Okay. So let me tell you, this topic, honestly, this topic was one of those topics, honey, that I just don't even know what to say.
You know what it is? I think, especially during COVID, the whole definition of friendship is something that I think a lot of people have been looking into because you're understanding now the way certain relationships are.
Yes.
Are they just friends, good friends, acquaintances? Maybe throughout this whole COVID you've changed, or maybe you have been changing, and now your energy may be changing towards the friends that you have now, etc.
Yes. Or the friends you've had in the past. So.
Yeah, that's we have some friends during COVID?
Not during COVID, no. Prior to COVID, maybe. You know, I have one. I don't know. Okay, tell me something. How do you think of yourself as a friend? Like, what kind of friend are you?
I'm a male friend.
You're a male friend. What does that mean?
So with me, you're not gonna get. The only person I talk to pretty much every day is my sister.
Okay.
I don't talk to anybody. No friends on the phone every day. I'm not that friend that you can call to gossip with unless it's like some real good tea.
Juicy stuff.
Yeah, like, so I'm not, and because I talk on the phone all the time, I'm not gonna call you every day. However, I am that supportive friend. So if you are depressed and you want to go out, or you know, you need somebody to talk to, or you want to come to my house to chill, or I'm that friend. That is the friend that you're going to get from me. You may not be able to hear from me every day, but you know that if you're going through whatever,
right,
you can call me. Right. And I'm the going out friend.
Okay.
I think a lot of
fun friend.
Yes, I feel like a lot of people use me solely for that.
Really?
Oh my God. People use
solely.
Me. Yeah, because it's kind of like nobody, like, I check for people, but people don't really check for me the way I check for them. However, if there's a party, if they want to go on vacation, they'll call me for that. Right?
What is it? Okay, hold on. Let's see what Cam said. True, Mel, the way you binge message.
Sometimes I'll come back. And honestly, Cam, it's not you. You're not the issue. You're not the problem. I'm just not on Instagram Messenger all the time at all. Like, I have my phases where I'm just on social media for an hour or two. And even if you send me a WhatsApp message, sis, you may get a response a day or two later. And the crazy thing is, I respond to everything.
Really?
If you send me.
I'm not a responder.
So what type of, I already know what you bring to a friendship, but what type of friend are you?
I feel that I am. I have to say I feel. I mean, from feedback from my friends, I can say that, I have heard this. But I'm similar to you, that I'm the friend that people can call when they need help or encouragement or good advice, or, a lot of people lean on me for that kind of stuff. I think that I am a loyal friend. I am, to the end, I'm loyal. And I think I give a lot. And so as a result of me giving a lot, I kind of expect a lot.
Oh.
And that is probably one of the things that I struggle with in some of my friendships, is that it's not always equally yoked. And so I feel like sometimes I'm giving more than I'm getting, which is okay, but like it just becomes a little bit overbearing, a little bit draining sometimes. You know what I mean?
I get it. I understand.
That, you just have this, I don't know, I just feel, Cam said I'm the slack friend. Yes, Cam.
She's not as slack as you think she is.
I'm slack on Instagram.
Yeah.
I am
this is one serious mama out here. One serious. Don't try no nonsense with Tash. You just know better.
Everybody always says that. You're no nonsense. But I am. That's right. I'm not. I don't like the fuckery. But but I feel like I'm pretty easygoing. I'm really understanding. I think it's one of the things that kind of comes with like working on your emotional intelligence is understanding people and where they're at and where they, how they are, why they are, all that kind of shit. And I feel like that's what I do. That's what I am as a friend.
Okay.
I'm not typically a jealous friend. I'm not a person who, like Mel, I'm not a person that will always be on the phone with you, have the phone like this, lock up. I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? Like, I have shit to do. So I don't have time to sit down and talk with you all the time. And some people need that.
Listen,
right?
Even if I don't have anything to do, I'm still not responding because I'm just not in the mood. And sometimes I feel with some of my friends, it takes a lot of energy to deal with them, right?
Yes.
Because, I'm a person, I take you for who you are.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, they will gravitate and they will keep on bringing that energy to me about, I'm having a hard life. I'm going through this and I'm going through that. But it's crazy because I went through depression 2 years ago, and I can tell you for a fact, a lot of people don't ever message to check up to me. And I through COVID, when I was dealing with certain things, I was messaging everybody because I'm always that person. How's everybody doing? What's this? But I realized it wasn't reciprocal.
You weren't getting it back.
So I was just like, there's no beef with it.
Yeah. But you just observe it.
You observe it and you understand that that's just the way some people are. You know what I mean? Is that the energy or the space I want moving forward? As a good up friend? Probably not.
Not, right.
Right? So those are the things that I'm holding. There's no anger, there's no nothing, but I just know that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Right? It's just what it is. Like, not everybody can be the same way as you,
That's what a lot of people tell me. They're like, you stop looking for you in other people, right? And I just find that that's bullshit. Like, I understand everybody can't be like me. Everybody can't be like you, right? Like, I get it. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't expect something from your friend. It's an exchange, right? You're not there to just be taken from and drained from. You're there to also receive, right?
Right.
So I think it's fair for you to expect that your friends could do for you what you do for them. They may not all be able to reciprocate in the same way, to the same level, because everybody has their limitations. And I recognize that. That's one of the things I recognize from a very young age. All my friends are not for everything.
Yes.
Right? There's friends that you use, or not use, but you have where you want to go out. There's friends that you have when you want to be, you know, when you want to be ambitious and you want to get your career shit and pop all together and everything, your resume all done up and who to apply, where to go. Yeah. You have that friend who's all about investments and who could tell you how to run your money. You have the friend that you go to when you need that emotional support. Like everybody can't be everything, and I get it, right? Of course, you'd like to find one person that has everything. Why wouldn't you, right?
I don't think that's honestly. I honestly don't believe it's possible.
I think it's possible to have most of what you want in one person, but that person is like gold, and like it's rare to find them.
Yeah,
it's possible, but rare.
I don't know if I've ever
had one person that serves all purposes.
All purposes.
Right? I don't think I've had that either. I think everyone fills a certain, like, fulfills a role in my life.
Yeah,
and that's fine. I'm fine with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody can't be everything.
And I think my problem also too is I don't. Because with certain friendships, I realize you can be, you know, you could give everything to that person. You can pour your heart out to them, and it's just nothing but disappointment sometimes. Not all the time, but disappointment. And I'm somebody, I don't really care that much about. I love my friends, but I know that they can dash away. My friends are my siblings. My friend. No, like for me, it's kind of like.
Mel said, "Oh, they could." Dash away.
I can dash away. I can let go of a friend with no problems because I have my sister and I have my brother. Right. Those are the two people that I actually really confide in. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't really. I like the energy of different people, but I don't fixate on friendship.
Right.
At all. Because
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because if I'm bored, like my brother is that.
That's your road dog. Like
my sister is like they are too, right. Like it's kind of like. I want to go out. I want to talk about aliens. I want to talk about the system. That's my brother. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I can bring him any element. I don't have to worry about him. I don't have to cater to him. I don't have to ask if he's okay.
Yes.
I don't want.
He's good on his
own.
And
I don't have people asking me what's wrong with my friend.
Oh God.
Right. So, and then it's my sister. I have that portion of the friendship that I need. The emotional support. The person who like.
That dynamic is nice.
Who buys me stuff.
Yeah.
Who makes sure I'm okay, who checks up on me, and even though I don't like to use the phone, she will still call me regardless.
Because she knows that that's not because you don't want to hear from her or don't want to reach out. It's just that that's not your practice.
Yes.
And that's me too. Especially, like, we have jobs where we talk on the phone all goddamn day. All day. So sometimes when we clock out, bro, my ears are ringing. Yeah. Like, I don't want to hear shit, dog. Like,
I don't even care about your man problems. I don't
want to hear it. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, like, and then it's another person. And like, you want to be there for people, right? You want to be there. But it's like, you see, after work, like on the weekend, I'm cool. But you see, after fucking work, don't call me with no stress or no long argument. I don't want to hear it.
And my thing too.
I need a break.
You know what I also think too as women? We need to stop being selfish with our problems. I'm not saying that, you know, calling your friend to ask them, call them when you have a problem, but would it kill you to just ask them how they're doing first before you continue on with the dialogue?
Oh, man.
I find that should be very important. So if you call someone and someone, if your friend is telling you, yo, you know what, I don't feel good today, like my mental space is not in a good place or whatever, you know, then that's where you should be able to use your own personal discretion on how you want that conversation to go. You don't just pour on, you know?
Like, well, I wanted to talk to you about X.
They don't care.
I just said that I don't want to hear that shit right now. And sometimes you feel obligated to listen or you feel obligated to help because, you know, of who it is or because of the situation. But still, it just at least ask me first. You know what I mean?
Cam says, what about if you transition from going out to setting goals and self-development? To me personally, that's when having different sectors of friends is very important. I do believe that, yes, because you have your core friends and you used to have a good time and you party, especially if you feel like you require more, I do think that it's very important for women to develop new relationships with other women because to me, that's essential for your evolution.
Yes. Absolutely.
So if you know you have your party friends, there's nothing wrong with having your party friends. But if you have a group or two that, you know, can give you goal settings,
right, or
you are all in the same interest, like you guys are in finance, that's important, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like I feel like, for instance, like I'm grateful that I met you. Like,
Me too. Aw, thank you.
like, to be very honest,
I am too.
I was never really an overly emotional person. So I find that
That is no lie.
I'm very caring.
Yes.
But I'm not overly emotional.
Not emotional.
Right?
No. And not touchy-feely, too tough either.
No.
Like, see how she just talking about just now? Hello. It's yes.
But you have to understand, and that's so funny that you say that. It's because of the place I was at the time. I wasn't affectionate. And the group of people that I was hanging out with wasn't affectionate either, right?
Right.
And then I did hang out with a different group, and that's when they were showing me, like, you don't have to hug, but I still felt a little uncomfortable with that because that's not what I transitioned to.
Yeah.
But then when I started meeting you and I started meeting some other friends, and you guys would just come up to me and tell me, Mel, you look beautiful today.
Yeah.
I can swear to you, I rarely have friends.
You banging, girl?
Yeah, like, the love I was receiving, it was... Like, I don't even know how to, like, actually describe it. Aww. Stop this. You need that. You need different types of encouragement from different friends. So, like, for you, how do you set your friends into different groups, or do you?
Always have. Since I was a very young girl, I've always compartmentalized my friends because I recognize that all friends. Because I would get together. I have a lot of different types of friends, and I would pull everybody together.
Never again will I do that.
Girl, whoa! It was explosive almost every single time. It's like, I don't like that bitch. I don't like this. Don't bring her again. And then, so I was just like, whoa. But I like her. But that's my friend. Like, you know what I mean? So I realized very young, you can't mix all your friends.
Can I ask you a question? Back in the day, did your friends ever get mad at you because you meet new people and you bring them into the group all the time?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. My friends, oh, yes. They're like, who is that? Where you know her from? Okay, well, why is she coming though? Like, it's, not all of my friends, but like, some choice friends. A few of my friends are very territorial, let's just say, for lack of a better word. And so they're not always receptive to new people coming around. They're just like, I'm watching her. I don't know about her. You know what I mean? So I've definitely had that.
I used to get cussed for being too nice to people.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, just say, I know you, like, oh, don't bring this person into the group or whatever. But to be very honest, at first, I used to feel really bad. And I used to feel really...
About bringing them, or
bringing
about the
new
resistance?
people. The resistance, and then bringing new people, right?
Right.
To the group. And I would never do that. But then after, it's funny, we were talking about exes, and then I was talking to one of my exes, and my ex said to me, really think rationally about that comment. You're too nice, Mel. People like you too much, and you always want everyone to be part of it. He's like, what part of that is bad?
It's bad, right.
So he was just like, yo, there is nothing negative about that.
All.
He's like, people will come and go in and out of your life just like group of women will. You know what I'm trying to say? So just because you hang out, some girl a new person you may have brought in because they don't have no friends or whatever the case may be. So what if they're not your friend anymore? Who cares?
That's right.
You've given them an experience. And to be very honest with you, after he said it, I was mad at first because I thought like he was hating on the friends that I had. But then when I thought about it, and I was thinking about the mindset I had prior. I had that same mindset. You know what I'm trying to say? So it was more of, this nigga's right. This man's right. Like,
yeah.
And I didn't care. At that point, I literally didn't care. I just started meeting. After him, I just started meeting a plethora of people.
Yeah.
Some of them stayed. Some of them didn't. And I don't really care. And to be very honest, I just stopped inviting people to certain things. Like, to me personally, if it doesn't fit if I know you're not going to, I'm going to somewhere that I know I need to network, I'm not bringing you if you're not.
If you're not sociable. if you're like, I want to stick in the corner, or you need to be hitched up underneath me, hey, because you know what I mean. Like that's exactly right. Like I've gone to networking things with people, and they're like right up underneath you. Like, okay, the whole point of coming here was to meet people. You don't come here and just catch with the same people that you came with.
Yep.
That's a regular fucking Friday night. You don't need to do that at a networking event, because that's how we socialize in Toronto anyways. Like everybody goes with their friends, and you just stay with your little friends, and you like, you know, but like everybody can't do everything. You see, like Alicia said, different friends for different reasons. I agree, honey, because you can't get everything out of one person. Some people are going to be very understanding, others are not. Some people are open, some people are closed. Some people is a turn-up friend that's just over the top all the time, and not everybody can tolerate that shit.
Yep.
Some people are boring as fuck, and like you could tolerate it because you understand them, but other people are like, don't bring that dead fucking foul again. Like, please, you know what I mean?
I think I said that to you one time too.
I believe you have. She said, I don't even understand why friends can't even give a compliment or say something nice. Is it so important? It's so important to receive love, genuine love from a friend. Absolutely. Yeah. And I don't know, sometimes you wonder, like, if people can't give love, is it because they don't know how to, or is it because they're fucking hating? I think you don't know how to take it sometimes.
I think it's a bit of, like, it could be either or. I think some people are just not affectionate people, and they don't know how to show love.
Express
and
themselves that way.
I don't necessarily think it's their fault. It's not their fault. It's just maybe, and that's why it's very important, if you have a friend, you have to see what their history is, how their family is, how they act, right?
Yeah.
So when you see that, but then I do think some people hate, and maybe it's either they don't realize they're being haters, or they genuinely hate the fact that people like you.
Like, I've had friends who are like, I've had friends and boyfriends who've been like, too many people like you. You're always smiling up in someone's face. Like, I'm like, what? That is madness to me. It's crazy.
So people were mad when they were struggling?
Mad.
Really? Like, so people would be, you know, I don't even know why I'm saying
because
really.
Because they feel like you're attracting too much people to, and like that takes away from your time with them.
There's billions of people on the planet.
Yeah, and we have one life, as far as we know. We only have this life to walk. Hello? So I'm not going to stick up with the same people. And like, I've always, like, I shouldn't say always, I've over the years come to the realization, reason, season, lifetime. Not everybody is along your entire journey. Some people you meet and interact with them for a reason. Others are there for a season, and others are there all the way through to the end.
All the way through.
Right? And it's okay for people to come in, and sometimes in and out of your life. It depends on how and who. But it also is okay for you to ride along with, you know, the people that you know all along. I've had struggles with people being friends with people just because we have time involved or time invested. Okay. You know, you have friends, like I tend to keep
the forever friends. Forever friends.
I tend to keep really long friendships, and a lot of that it's just comfort, I guess. It's comfort, it's loyalty, it's what you know, it's you know, the person, you love the person like their family. So you tend to keep them along as a friend for many years. But then when you really analyze the friendship, you really find, especially as you've grown and as you've aged, you don't share many commonalities with that person. You don't live the same way, you don't speak the same way, you don't interact with people the same way, you don't have anything in common. And not that you have to, but I feel like in your close friendships, those things tend to matter. And that's what keeps you engaged with the person. And when you don't have those things anymore, then all you have is time served. And that's sometimes not enough. So
do you feel that sometimes the relationships that are long, this is my personal experience, when you've known somebody for a period of time, I feel like they stick to that old you.
Absolutely.
Right? So when you were wild, when you did crazy stuff, when, you know, you fought people or you did these kinds, I was an angry person. Like, I was literally a very angry person. And I find that some of my old friends, those are the stories that they keep on bringing up. Granted, I don't care because it's a part of me, and I know I've evolved, right? Through meditation, through my counseling, and everything that I have evolved. But they're stuck on that phase with you, right? So I don't even think sometimes the detachment, that you detaching from that person is necessary. It's just that person, but that person sometimes needs to detach from that prior thought and be proud of the person that you've come
that
and
you are
changed.
now.
Yes, and I feel like
Sometimes
that's where the
people-
problem is.
Sometimes people don't know how to do that. And sometimes you have to reintroduce yourself to your friends and even to your family. Like, that's one thing I always tell my daughter. Like, as you grow, you're going to have to reintroduce yourself to people because they're stuck on the old you. They're stuck on what you used to be like and how you used to be. Even for me, I told them, like, you're going to have to show me what you are now that you're a woman. I've watched you go through so many phases and I've been there through them all. Close range, front row seat. So sometimes, even for me, I'm still thinking of her as who she was. So I get it. Like, I understand.
We all do it, yeah.
Yeah, we all do it, right? But that's a big part of, you know, the friendships and distancing yourself. Sometimes it's necessary because the friends that you have from before don't recognize that you've changed.
Yeah.
You're no longer how you were, and as much as you have had a friendship with them, they're changed too. Like, they've changed and they're no longer who they were. And now, and even if they haven't changed, you are no longer in that place. So now you guys don't relate the same way.
Yeah.
So,
true.
you know,
that's so sad.
It's not always like the end of a friendship or the fizzling of a friendship. It's not always beef.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just time for it to happen.
So I feel like the types of friends that everybody, I feel like, kind of needs in their life, it would be the friend that you've known forever. Mm-hmm. The reason why I say the friend that you've known forever is not the friend that you've known forever it's the friend that you've known forever that is non-judgmental. Right. And that friend that you've known forever that is going to be coming along with you through this way of the path because of your life. This crazy thing that we call life, that's very important.
It's important.
Then
it's almost like a spouse.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then there's your inspirational friend.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think you need more than one inspirational friend. I think you need to have a friend who can message you and say, I watched your thing. You did great. Go, girl. Hey, Mel, I love that dress. Mm-hmm. Even if it's just random social media, they post you, you post them. Yes. They give you heart eyes. Just giving you encouragement. I feel like you need more than that, especially in this time, in this era that we're in. Mm-hmm. You're going to need a positive.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, I
And sometimes even a friend that you look up to, a friend that is how you want to be in whatever way. Sometimes you have a friend who's like really professional and really, you know, and you look up to them that way, or they're really good with their money, or they're really good with their family and their friendships and their relationships and how they interact with people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some girls, like, I've had friends who have been like, girl, you sexy as fuck. Like, you are my sexual inspiration because they're just sexy. Like, they just ooze. They just have this way about them. It's a womanly way. Yeah. You know, there's so many different things that you have. People who inspire you, you know? Yeah. And also depending on what you're into, like, you know, if you're like me, I'm an artist. I love other creatives. That's number 4, shared experience. Yes. Friend. You definitely need a friend that you shared experiences. Yes. Because that's a difficult thing to find. Yeah, especially here. Yes. I don't know what it is with Toronto. I don't know, when you're a creative, it is very hard to connect with people who are kind of like in the same realm as you, right? Like, for me, I did meet a friend actually who ended up being in radio with me. Mm-hmm. And at first it wasn't even in our minds to connect to each other at all. Like, it didn't even click. Mm-hmm. It was only because we had a mutual friend. And that mutual friend had both of us around each other to a point where we just started talking to each other. Right. And then to speak to somebody who's in that industry and have the things that I was having issues with, some of the complaints I had, the encouragement that we could give each other is definitely something that's not normal, that is regular. Right. And that's one of the things that I've also recognized too, like being a creative and like being visual with my art. It's not easy to find other people who get excited about what it is. Like, I'll always have friends who encourage me. People always encourage me, and they're like, you're great, you're this, you're that. They encourage my work. But to have someone who understands it because they love it as much as I love it, I probably only had maybe one friend in my life like that. And unfortunately, I'm not friends with her anymore. But that was one of the things. I think I know who you're talking about. I can see it. I can see why. Yeah, that was one of the things that was probably the most like the most connection that we shared. Other than like we had other connections, but that was one of the things that I miss most
about her.
Was the fact that we were both artists and we both got each other. We got it.
And she could say, "Oh, the contrast here doesn't look good."
Yeah.
Or you could be able to give that kind of information.
We had art nights. We did stuff like I don't have many friends who will just walk around downtown looking at like the art in alleyways with me and shit. You know, like people will. You see, watch out. Looking at me like I'm crazy.
Listen, the only time you catch me taking pictures in graffiti alley is because when I check one of my brethren who lives downtown, and she has to walk her dog.
Oh.
So, because usually I'm there.
Just the pathway.
And then I'm like, oh, just take me a picture now. Since we're here, you know what I mean?
No, we would like go looking.
Yeah.
Go around town looking for art.
So have you ever thought like I don't even want to. I have who's one of our followers that's following. They have a habit of just messaging people who have the same interest as them. So if they're on Instagram and they see somebody, it's my sister. She's just good at that. Like just say there's a woman who's into crafts and all this stuff. They may not even live in Canada.
Yeah.
But she'll message them.
Reach out.
And
really
all of them have been communicating with her.
Wow.
All now I've even seen her, my sister, on a Zoom with someone who has that shared experience with you, which is like, sorry to chat your business, but I mean, you're evolving, Alicia. I'm so proud of you. Because she doesn't like female friends.
Really?
Oh, my sister? Girl. So one of the other friends that I also think is very important to have is an emergency contact, confidant. A confidant.
Yes.
You also need a drama queen friend.
We need a drama queen friend.
I feel like it's very important because that crazy friend, by comparison, reassures you that you actually are okay. I know this may sound pretty bad,
up, but I get it.
But it's like that person.
It's like a marker of like how far you could be, but you're not there.
Yes, and the thing is that you help that person in the meantime. Because they're going to be calling you all the time, but then that person is also helping you because
they validate where you are.
Yes,
in life.
You also have a friend that's the new mate. Again, I'm going to stress this over and over and over and over and over and over again. Meet new people. Who cares about your group? Yes. Meet new people. There's billion people on this planet, guys. Billions. And the last one is the soul sister. That person is.
Sorry, go ahead.
Why am I narcissistic? Because of the crazy friend?
Oh, maybe because of the drag.
I'm just taking the list from psychologists, professionals. If you want to go, I can send you the link. It's not my personal.
Cam wants us to put the list in the chat.
Oh yeah, I can do that actually. I can definitely do that for you guys right now. Cam. But those are the things that I feel are somewhat important. But can I ask you? There's this. Actually, we're going to talk about it after, but continue.
What? Ask me now. Time is ticking.
Do you have issues with female friendships?
You mean like do I have like issues like as in I don't like women?
Yeah.
I don't have those problems. I have actually been quite blessed to have many female friends and male friends, to be honest. I have a lot of male friends. I don't have those issues. I don't typically have, the jealousy or the having the bacchanal and the competition. I don't do that shit. So I don't know. Maybe I've just been blessed and not been putting those types of that. I don't put that energy out. So maybe that's why I don't get it. But I don't have that problem very often.
I think my only issue, I don't have issues with female friends, but I think a lot of people think they're my friend and they're not. Right? Yeah, I have a lot of people who, just because I'm nice and I want to hear your problem and I'm okay with, listening to you, but I'm not your friend. So I think, some people expect more from me over something that I'm not really your friend. Like, call your other people. Like, I'm not, I came to rescue you a little bit. And I guess that's the same problem I have with friends with benefits too, right? Because I'm just having sex with you. I can detach myself from that. Yes. So people will be like, oh, Mel's nice to me, so Mel's my friend. Like, apparently I have all these friends, but COVID coming out here from nobody.
That I can say I definitely I definitely agree with. I have a lot of people who consider me a friend, but I don't necessarily consider them a friend. Like, I wouldn't call them, and not that you don't like them or anything, but you wouldn't call them if you were in need. Like, if I needed to cry to someone, I wouldn't be calling them.
No.
If I needed to borrow money, I wouldn't be calling them. If I needed a ride to wherever, to the grocery because my car broke down, I wouldn't be calling them. So to me, then, are we really friends?
Is it like, what is the, is it like, I put it as, I have acquaintances, I have friends, and those are the friends I, put into different aspects, but then I have good friends.
Yeah, like family friends.
Yes.
Who are really close. And that's the thing, I think everybody has a different definition, right? But I think like for instance, acquaintances I know is an offensive word to a lot of people. Like, if you consider someone, if I say, oh, you're my acquaintance, people are like, what do you mean? Like, I've known you for X amount of time, we went out together before, how am I just an acquaintance? Because I think people think acquaintance means like just somebody that you kind of just say hi and bye to, or just like a distant somebody that passes through, which it can mean that, but I think it also is a notch below friend. So maybe we have to create a new terminology for the in-between acquaintance, but not so much of a friend yet type category, because not everybody fits friend title. It just,
but,
you know what I mean?
But I feel like some people don't even know what it is to be a friend.
Oh my God, it's right. Roger said, blame Facebook. People with with 1,000+ friends, and they only actually know one. And you're so right. I think social media has played a big part in that. Like, if you even follow someone and you see their story on a regular basis, you feel like you know them. So when you see them out in the road, like, you're like, yo, what's going on? And nothing's wrong with that. Hail up, say hi, blah, blah, blah. But, like, you're not a friend. And I think that's the same thing. That's the same kind of thing that, I get it. That's definitely one of the issues. Social media plays a part. What were you going to say just now?
I actually lost my train of thought. I was going into the aspect of friendship, and you know what? I don't know. So you just.
So do you feel that your friendships, like the way you approach friendships, has changed as you've aged, like as you've gotten older? Because for me, for instance, I'll give you quickly. Like, for me, when I initially looked at friendships, I wasn't always looking for them to be reciprocal. Yeah. That wasn't something that I even thought about. It's only as I got older and I recognized what I'm lacking, then I started approaching friendships differently. So I started looking for things that I would expect in return, versus me just being that, giving all the time, because it's hurtful.
It is hurtful, and I don't even think a lot of people realize how it is when you're giving, and then there's nothing coming back in return at all. For me, I think I've never really expected anything from any of my relationships with any of my friends. I've never set any boundaries. I never set any standards. I kind of was the type of person I take you for who you are, and that person that's just what it is, right? So there has never been any set boundaries of expectations, because I didn't really like anybody giving me any type of expectation, so I've never really but the new friendships that I've developed, there's the new friendships.
There's a flow a little bit.
There's a flow, and there's expectations, because it's I don't know if it's because I've changed. It's just the people that are coming into my life now are very expressive. Right. Very expressive with their feelings, very expressive with how they feel. So they're telling me what they want. And now I'm okay to tell them that. Like, the old friends, I will give them a blight and just keep it the way it is, who they are. But the new friendships that I'm developing, no, I remember that people used to hate on me because I didn't drive, right? I didn't drive, so it was an problem. It was an annoyance for you to come and pick me up or do whatever, right? But I was the one that was planning all the trips. I was the one, if there was a party, I would be going to pick up the tickets via bus, subway, whatever. I was the one coming to check for you without a car, or ever asking you to drive me anywhere. But it was people were using that as the thing that's showing that's not reciprocal. But one thing about me, my pride.
You gonna Uber where the fuck you gotta go?
Uber, Tash. I was taking cab, bro. Listen, I don't believe in having a broke life. Like, that is something that's never been in my mind, right? So if someone pops styles, I will take a cab. Me, Arajua, you want to give me styles. I will take a cab. I used to take a cab from downtown all the way to Brampton. No questions asked. Never even thought about it, right?
Yeah.
And then I would have like the one, I had a friend who, she would come from Toronto, pick me up. And I feel like that is, come from Toronto, come to Brampton, pick me up, and then drive me back. To me, that is something big. I will always hold dear to me, because who does that?
That's right.
And the person who was doing that for me, it wasn't like their car. It wasn't their car. They're asking their parents to drive me back. That's friendship. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's the one who checks for you. That person checks for you.
Right. So what's Alicia saying here?
You just said, yes, Mel. Some people don't know how to be a friend. Some friendships are one-sided. And that is true.
But do you feel like it's one-sided because we allow it? Or is it one-sided?
Yes. I think everything happens because we allow it. Like, nothing will happen unless you allowed it, right? We wouldn't be engaging these people if we, if they wouldn't be able to be one-sided if we cut it where it's supposed to cut. Or if we checked it. It doesn't have to cut, but you have to check them, where you feel like you need to say, okay, wait a minute. I feel like I'm always giving, or I'm always the one doing this, but you're not doing it back.
Right.
So, and that's another thing, like, communication is so key. It's not just in relationships, because friendships are relationships as well. So it's not only with your sexual partner that you have to have good communications. Your friends, you have to have good communication. Oh my God. Like, when you have friends who might have an issue with you, but then they don't tell you that they have an issue with you, they just decide that they're not going to talk to you anymore, or they're just going to distance themselves or whatever. To me, those things are embarrassing, and not only embarrassing, but it's hurtful, because it's like, you don't value our friendship enough to have a conversation about it, right? And I'll tell you, I've even been that person. So, same thing, like what I was telling you before, that I had an epiphany about.
Yes, I want to hear your epiphany.
So I've been that person where if I won't just cut you off. I'm good at cutting off. Okay, I'm a Virgo. I'm real good.
Girl.
Edward Scissorhands. I'm good at that
I'm
shit.
a Libra too. I just fade in the black.
Right? So I'm good at that. But I won't just cold turkey and not say. I'll tell you, this is what you've done, or this is what you do that makes me feel away. Right. I'm always going to give you opportunity, right? But I also recognize that I only talk once kind of person. I recognize that about myself. So, you have to talk about your toxic traits, right? I may not be a toxic person, but I have toxic traits. And so my toxic trait is that when I feel that I've given you the opportunity to correct yourself with doing something that is hurtful to me, and if I feel like you have not corrected it and you're doing it again, I don't say it again. I done. I fucking done. Bye. And that to me it's childish. I'm not gonna deny that it's childish, because you can talk more than once. I don't know who I feel I am, but I don't want to have to tell you over and over again. If I said that you're doing something that's bothering me, why the fuck do I have to keep telling you that you're doing something that's hurtful to me? Right? So what I do is I tend to cut those people right away. After I spoke once and you did it again, you're gone.
You know what? You're better than me. I will have examples of people I've cut off, and then that somebody else will do the exact same thing of the person I was complaining about before. So if I'm complaining about this particular person and they're acting this particular way, you as the friend that I'm using as a confidant, why would you think that you're an exception to the rule? Right. So to me, it's kind of like, then you're not fucking listening to anything that I'm saying.
And you don't respect me.
Right? Because it's just like, why? And
you don't respect me.
Right? Or sometimes I'm just like, maybe that is my toxic trait too, because it's kind of like, I don't want to, but I also believe that I'm rude. I know I'm really, really rude, right? And I know when I black out, there's things that I probably wish I never said, right? So for me, backing out of a relationship and not even arguing with you or telling you about your parts, that means I really have real love for you.
I really love you, yeah.
I really, really, really love you, because again,
I'd rather take my leave and not disrespect you and not degrade our friendship or taint the memory of our friendship and just move.
That's it.
Because if I cuss you,
It's going to be in.
That means it's a beef thing, brethren. Like, it's an on-site thing.
Yo, they're going to see you. Because even if they see, I've had people who I've cut off and they see me on road. But because it was never confrontational, it was never rude, they never
hail you.
They have to hail me.
Yeah.
Because I know in your heart, it burns your soul. I know. But again, the way the universe works, the way the world works, that person may end up coming back into your life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say? So
exactly.
I always
especially
look
when
at
you
it.
had genuine love for them, right?
Yes.
When you had genuine love for them, it's not gonna go like it's just not gonna go that way, right? But I just feel that so first thing I'm gonna say, Dele said sometimes you just don't notice until it's brought to your attention. And that's true. And that's why we have to communicate more as friends. We have to say what we need in our friendships.
Right?
And
I
right?
that's something I agree 100%.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you really know somebody, maybe that's something my brother always tells me all the time too. Like, I have to start bringing it. But it's just like, how do you not know your friend? Like, I know if I'm doing something shady. And then I'll try to do, like, you know what I mean? I'll come, hey girl, what are you doing today? I'm coming over. You know, like, I know I'm in tune with what I've done wrong if I'm getting a certain reaction from my friends, because that is just the way I am. And maybe that's my problem, because I expect everyone to be that exact same way. Like, if someone's been your friend for over 5 years, sometimes not every single thing needs to be brought to their attention.
Right. They're supposed to just know you.
Like, how do you not know me after 5 years?
And that's how I felt about my friend. Like, I have a few friends that I now that I think about it. But, like, that was one of the things that I had took most issue with, is that when I expressed that I needed that person. Yeah. Because initially I was like, yo, where are you? Like, you're not around when I need you. I'm going through the worst part of my fucking life, dog. Where are you? I need you. And their response was like, you know, you can always call me. I'm here. Just call me. I'll be there for you. My thinking is like, you are watching me go through the most fucking horrendous time of my life. Why do I need to still verbalize to you that I fucking need you? I had people come from way back in high school that flew to my side. I haven't spoken to them in years, who came right to my side because they recognized that I was going through a hard time in life. So to me, it's like the person who I ride with every day and knows me and talks to me and like eats out of the same fucking plate with me, dog. Like, that person is supposed to know. I shouldn't have to ask that person to come be with me or to come help me or to be there for me so I can fucking cry on your shoulder. I feel like that person is supposed to know that. Yeah. And maybe I'm wrong for that, but that was just how I felt. So when that person wasn't there and I said it to them and I'm like, yo, I need you. Since you need me to tell you that, I need you. Yeah. Right? And then after that, the person still wasn't there. Woo! So I'm like,
what was their rationale? What was their reason?
I didn't give them no time to rationalize or reason, because at that point I'm like, okay, well, if I've already told you that I need you, I'm going through it. You're watching me fucking go through it. I tell you I need you, and you're still not there. To me, that's now you're sending a clear message to me that you don't really love me the way I love you. Yeah, that's how I took it. Well, and because I was hurt by that, I just cut them. I just like, okay, cool.
But I don't always think that is the case. I think
it probably wasn't.
I think the cutoff is always necessary, because you're always going to have a selfish friend. I have a few. Yeah. I have more than 2, I can say, that it's really only about themselves. Yes. And that's when you have to understand that it's either you cut them off because you don't want to deal with it, because you're just like, ugh.
And sometimes it's like, it feels like, why do I have to keep telling you this? Like, you know, like, I know when that person needed me, they didn't need to say it. I can tell by your voice. Yep. I can tell by your silence. Yep. I know when you are feeling away. Yep. You don't need to say it. I already know it. Yep. So whether you ask me to be there or whether you just need me to be there silently, just in person, you may not want to talk, but I can recognize that.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? So for me, again, I know everybody can't be the same as me, but I also recognize that in me wanting a me in me, for me, I also deal with people very coldly sometimes, right? And so that person probably felt like I ghosted them.
Yeah.
Right? Because I just cut the friendship, and it was a really good friendship, and it was somebody that I really cared for. I really loved her, and I feel like she loved me too. But I just felt like, dog, like I don't feel like I should have to tell you to be there for me when you're supposed to be. You call yourself my best friend. You're watching me go through shit, dog. Like,
what the hell?
You know?
And they probably were going through their own thing instead of just being like, yo, yo, Tash, honestly, I will be there for you, but right now I'm dealing with whatever.
Exactly. I would have appreciated that.
That would have made more sense.
I would have appreciated that.
See, that's funny. So what? Okay, maybe I don't know if I'm petty, if it's petty, or I watch face. I don't know, but if I know for years I have been checking for you, making sure you're okay, checking your family, making whatever, and then I go. I don't know if people don't care because I work 2 jobs. Maybe they don't care about me because I'm still working my 2 jobs and I'm still continuing on with the social life, etc. Maybe people don't care, but I will definitely stop. Like, it takes me a couple of years to stop, but I go cold. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm not your friend anymore.
Right.
I'm not checking for you as much. I would have checked for you prior.
Right.
So I may have messaged you once a week, every other day. But if I know you don't really check for me like that, and if you say like that is just your personality and that is just who you are, and I do believe people like that need to be treated the exact same way.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's not that you're not showing love. Your house is always open. Your place is always open. Like for me, I find myself, I always go to people's house. I'm always going to people's yard. From when I lived in Brampton, I was taking bus to downtown, to Toronto. And then I finally moved to Toronto. Ask me if someone ever says, hey Mel, let me come and check you. There is the new friends I have will send me Amazon stuff. They will say, hey Mel, I'm here. What are you doing? I'm coming over. I don't like, how is it that I lived in Brampton, Mississauga for a period of time, and then you guys don't come check for me? Right. So do you feel like my house is ghetto? Do you feel like you can't come here, but yet you're always expecting me to come over, right? Yeah. But I realize a lot of people can't come and say anything to me because you're not, what are you going to say? Mel, how come you don't come to my house? What is this? Well, let's see.
This is meant in reference to a friend not putting in as much into the relationship as you. Sometimes you don't realize they're draining your energy until a situation comes up that makes it rise to the surface. Correct.
That's true.
Yeah, it definitely does. Hold on, we had some other comments up here. Roger said, that's not a friend, that's a frenemy.
Can we talk about that?
I feel that way.
Can we just talk about frenemies? I find frenemies are very, very, very crucial and very important for a development as a woman, period. Because that is how you're going to be able to apply everything else in life. Like, people may say they check for you. People may say that, they care for you. They love you on social media. But what people don't realize is the truth always ends up coming to light. Yep. So if you talked about me, and as much as some friends think, they think I don't know the stuff that they said about me. Again, with me not driving, or with me partying, or with me doing whatever. People don't realize that I know, because you may think the person you're confiding in has ties to you, but they don't. They will always come to me and tell me the truth.
Oh, man. That's the thing. Like, everybody's got a confidant, and sometimes I am the confidant.
Too much.
They're gonna come and tell me what you said, because that has been, and I am a vault. I can deal with you, and you will never know that I know all what you've done, all the dirt that you've done, all the things that you've said. You will never know, because I'm not gonna violate the person who told me, or who came to me in confidence and told me that. So you will be none the wiser that I know about your ass.
It's so funny because the friends that I don't post, people don't even realize. So it's funny sometimes. People don't realize the connection I have.
How close you are to that person
with certain people, yes, right? Yes. And I know they've come and tried to chat the person. I'd be like, yeah. In my head, I'm like, oh.
Right? Exactly.
But I would never go back to that person to say that, but I will, in a nice ball, give a general statement as to what the situation is or whatever, but I will never go back and forth with a lot of people because, and I think people, you guys have to be very careful when you're chatting people, especially in Toronto.
Man.
If you classify someone as your friend, I understand you may have a friend that's outside of the circle that you want to complain to your friends. I think that's completely normal. That's okay.
Yeah, you have to have a friend that
but
you talk to.
Be careful on the words that you're saying about that person because you never know that will it come back to them, and you'll never know that they'll never look at you the same again.
Period.
And they will never tell you either because they don't want to tell you because of what that actual person said, right? So, frenemies.
Alicia said she wishes she was sitting beside us this evening. Great conversation. Girl, we wish she was here too.
Right?
Because honestly, there's so much to go. We have like 5 minutes left to talk.
Do you want to
We
talk?
have so much
I
to
know.
go into, but yes.
Do you want to talk about the horror stories?
Yeah, we could do some horror stories. Yes.
Okay. So there was. I'll do the first one, and then you could do the next. You want to do you do the first one.
The first one? Okay. So this is the wedding venue destroyer. She called and canceled the hall my wedding was taking place at because my wedding was the day after her birthday and she was pissed about that. Don't need that in my life anymore. Honestly, if that bitch, that is a bitch, okay?
That's a friend of me.
Yo.
That's a friend of me.
That's not even a friend of me. That's an enemy. You don't even want to put friend in front of that because that bitch is a selfish ass. How could you do that? You're going to ruin your friend's entire wedding for your birthday that comes every year. Like every year. You can't just put aside. And it's not even to say she did it on her day. She did it the day after her birthday. You're mad?
You're mad. Why wouldn't you even, if you really used your common sense, you could have asked your friend, can I bring up, and you probably have the same mutual friends.
Yeah, exactly.
So the same friends that would have probably been at your birthday would have been at the wedding anyways.
But it's the next day.
Yeah.
It's not even the same day.
But she
probably wanted to have a party the same day as the
herself.
wedding.
Maybe it was on a Saturday.
Yes.
She didn't want
and
to
her birthday
do
was
it.
a Friday. Bitch. Good riddance.
Woo!
Send her on her way.
So there was one where she said, I was done when I found out that my best friend was having an affair with my husband behind my back. Now, what would you do?
Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm just saying, those kind of things I don't have the best response to because I will get violent. I think that's the ultimate betrayal. The ultimate. Your husband, who is your true best friend, and then your other best friend, who has been your longtime best friend, probably before your husband best friend.
Yep.
I think that is the absolute ultimate betrayal that you can experience, and I would probably be sitting in a fucking cell somewhere. Because somebody getting some hot oil in their cunt.
Wait. Say that again for people very slowly so they realize what you just said. What did you say? Something in the cunt?
I said... I personally... No, honestly, that would be... I would probably go to violence. I would probably choose violence. I'm just saying.
It's joke.
I probably would. My friend is fucking my husband. Ooh.
You know,
the violation.
I think I would just go home and cry.
That's it?
I would just go home and cry and just end the marriage. But I know a situation where a girl did find out that yes, they did find out that their man did sleep with their friend.
Whoa.
But they still married the guy and cut off the friend. How do you feel about that?
No. Nope. Because now you've married the enemy. Yeah. I'm sorry. He's violated too. And that's the thing about those situations. Girls always want to, girls, whatever. They always want to choose the man and cut off the woman. Like if the man did not have an equal part to play in that violation and that that is betrayal. And just because he's your husband and you can make a life with him, you can make kids and you can have a future. Like it's the same thing. If you can forgive that bitch, you can forgive your friend.
I agree.
It's the same thing because now you're gonna lay with him and guess what? You've not given him the opportunity to do you that shit again.
I agree.
Because now you forgave him. You forgave him and married him. So now your ass is fucking grass. Now it's level horn in your ass. You're getting it right through. Because you have already set the fucking tone. Because like, you're going to be mad at the friend and not him?
Imagine. That's like 100 level porn.
I'm
Like
telling you,
like
God.
how do you even? And the thing is, it's like those are the type of friends I do believe that sometimes you have to let them go. It's the friends
Yes.
that choose their man. As soon as they find a man, you don't
Oh.
hear from them.
Yes.
Like I understand the relationship is amazing, the relationship is great, and you don't have to talk to your friends 24 hours a day, but you can't go from talking to your friend consistently and then you find a man and then to me that's problematic.
Yeah,
to me
it's
that's
a cold turkey
problematic.
type of vibes, and you can't do that. Naturally, when you have a man, especially if, like, as adults, you're gonna spend more time with your partner because you're trying to build a life. Most people are trying to get married. You're trying to whatever. So your friends are gonna take not a backseat, but a backseat to your man or to your woman, right? That's natural. But you have to keep them engaged. You have to keep them close. You have to keep them near because you can't only want to run to your friends when you and your man have a fight or when you and your girl are in some beef. Now you want to go out with the boys or now you want to engage them. But all along, you was underneath her skirt. You could never even fucking make a phone call to your friends.
That's so
it's
sad.
not going to work because your friends are going to be very resentful, right? And so you can't do that.
So how do you feel about a friend who you don't like their man?
So
we have a little leeway with the time.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
So I feel that I don't have to like your man, right? I don't sleep with your man. I'm not making life with your man. I don't need to like your man. It would be a bonus in our friendship if I liked your man and if we were we were all able to be friends and we could all, hang out and all the rest. Right?
Oh, lady buddy.
By all means. But I don't need to like my friend's man.
Okay.
Because that's not my man.
How about if he's abusive?
That's a different story. Now I fucking hate you. I hate you now. No, but like once, I mean, there's people who my friends date and I'm like, that's not really my kind of person. It's not even like you're not attracted to them because I definitely don't want to be attracted to my friend's man. But I'm talking about personality wise, right? You may not necessarily jive with them because they're not your kind of person that you would hang out with even as a friend. But that's okay. As long as you're making my friend happy, I'm good with that. I'm cool with that.
But how about if you know that your friend is not really happy and she's pretending to be happy because he is abusive or he's mentally abusive?
No, well, that's different. That's an entirely different thing. And you can't like somebody who's abusive to your friend.
I personally will cut you off. I will cut the friend off and I will let them know if you ever need me, I'm here. However, based on the situation that you're in and you're okay with that, I can't be okay with it. Like, I can't see, there's a difference between knowing your friend's man ain't shit and he's cheating on her. Granted, he's cheating on her 25. I will come to your house, hey buddy, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah.
And pretend like nothing.
Well, when it gets deeper than that, and I realize that you value this man over your own personal well-being,
safety and health and everything. Yeah, no.
I'm out. Yeah. Call me if something happens, but if you're happy in your that situation, I'm letting you go.
Yeah, I could understand that, and I have done that. I've distanced myself with friends that I find are with, wrapped up in that scenario because they love them and they can't let them go. I do the same thing. You're here. I'm here for you any given time, anytime and every time. Call me if you need me, but I can't hear about that all the time and just listen to it. I can't hear about somebody abusing you, talking to you away, cheating on you, I can't hear about that all the time and be okay with it. So,
and you're not doing anything about it.
And you're not going to do anything about it, right? Because I'm a problem solver. So I'm always going to be strategizing, how can we kill this motherfucker so you can get out of this relationship? Not technically, but you know what I'm saying? Like, how do we get you out of this situation? And if you're going to keep going back to it, or you're going to be like, all ready to come out, and I get it. I get the syndrome of abuse. So because you can't move people from where they want to be, you could bring a horse to water, you can't make him drink. I recognize that. So I will be there for you, but I will not be the person that you can call all the time to complain about this or to complain about that. You call me when you're ready to make a fucking run for it. Call me when we're making a run for it.
Bye.
Okay?
Yes. So my last horror story before we leave. So this is the one I found. So I helped my friend through her meth addiction.
Whoa.
Oh wait, I helped her through a meth addicted husband, divorce, and with a problem child. I was going over to her house at least 3 times a week to listen to her problems and her difficulties of her job, her ex-husband, her child, etc. Watching her dog for free, helping her pick up her kids from school, taking them to appointments. And then I found out that one of her children was taking pictures of me while I was in the bathroom. And the friend knew about it. So 6 months after the fact, it came out and she blamed me for having bad timing and overreacting. I knew that it was time to take care of myself and end the friendship. If my privacy and feelings were being pushed underneath everything she had going on, I couldn't support and wait of being friends anymore.
I don't understand how the child gets into the bathroom to take pictures of this woman.
If you're not sending your kid to boarding school with that type of creepish behavior, and then you blame me
for having bad timing, that's weird. That whole scenario is very strange. So is it that the child did it one time?
No, the child had numerous of pictures.
So why did she not lock the door if she recognized that the man or the child was
there was a camera inside the washroom.
Oh. Okay.
So there was a camera inside the
That's
washroom.
weird.
So if she's showering, if she's peeing, because she's there 3 days a week, helping her out.
Yeah. Oh, that's fucked up.
And you know what's so crazy when I heard that story? To have a friend that checks for you to that level. Because I've had a friend where she had a really bad car accident. And I can attest that none of her friends who drove ever came to check for her, to ask her how her kids were doing. They never. So to hear someone doing that for somebody else, and at least you could not beat your picnic for that, or say, I'm so sorry.
Correct them, and don't act like if it was okay. It's not okay.
Friendship done, bro. Friendship done.
Well, folks.
wait.
On that note,
wait. I see that you have this sweater here.
Yes, this is our new line of clothing.
So you need to talk about this.
I've come out with a new line, and it's going to be more than just sweatshirts and t-shirts, but right now it's this. It's called Man Size, and so I created this to celebrate the stature of men. That's my little tagline, my little slogan.
So wait,
is this men man size?
So is there a particular weight requirement for man size?
There isn't a weight requirement, and initially it was I always talked about big men as man size, but I recognize that there's some fit men that are also man size. Okay, it's not just big boys, but it's really from everybody who's fit to fluffy, celebrating the man size body. And these shirts I made. There's a man shirt, but then there's also this one. I like it man size for the woman. Who like it man size. So that's why I'm rocking this.
I need to buy one.
Shirt.
I need the.
Girl, you got it.
Size.
So this is it. Check out my Instagram is Man Size Apparel. My Instagram for my little horny page is Ms Tea Likes It. So check it out. This is from Man Size Apparel.
You guys. I feel like that's amazing. I think that it's great that you're actually pushing forward with your creative side. I think you kind of took a little break.
Oh man, that's a long break.
I'm glad that you're out here just really trying to explore. But I do want to say thank you for your friendship. I know we're talking about friendship, and I know that it's weird. I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you listening to me. And when I went through my depressive state, you were always there. You always made sure I was okay. You would come to my desk even though my face was screwed. And just you always give me I don't even know how to describe the love I have for you based on the encouragement that you give me all the time. You made me start seeing certain things about myself that I didn't know that I had. So
I love you. Oh, I'm so grateful for you.
Yes.
I'm very grateful for our friendship, honestly. This is not just for the cameras, but honestly, I am very, very grateful that I met you. You are another kindred spirit for me, and you're creative like I am. And so a lot of things we get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also you're like Mandam. I'm like Mandam. You know what I mean? We just vibe. It's just so... There's a synergy.
Yeah.
There's a synergy, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate you too. Thank you.
Wow.
Yes,
On
but
that note, guys, before Mel and I start to cry upon this shit,
cause we've been going through some things. Life has been giving us some serious things.
telling you,
Serious.
right?
People don't know. People don't know.
Man.
Hey.
But on that note, we will wrap this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a good conversation.
It was
about a lot of like really good aspects of friendship. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for chiming in.
Yes.
Tell your friends
To get with our friends,
okay,
and we can be
friends.
Until
we can
next.
do this every week.
Because if that's all right with you. Cool.
So next week we're gonna be talking about porn.
Yes.
So tune in next Sunday. Well, Mel and I, we watch some crazy ass porn.
Yes.
We're gonna be watching it, chopping it up, talking about it, dissecting it. So watch us next week, and we will see you then.
Peace.